Hey guys, this is Mike from JMG. Hey, I'm bringing you the install for the Rough Country MLC-6 switch pod system. Like I said, we're just going to be doing this install on our shop rig. Just going to be explaining some of the components to this kit, as well as showing you a little bit about the install. It's pretty simple. The directions that come with the kit are pretty good. It's not too bad. Simple color packet with good pictures. I mean, you could actually see what they're doing and take the steps to get it done right. I do not have an SPOD. Let's be real, guys. It's an SPOD. It's not made in the USA. It's probably not as it's probably not as high as standards as SPOD. But it does the same function that the SPOD does for a lot cheaper the price. Now, is it, I don't know, it's comparable. Would I have an SPOD too if I have the money to do so? Yeah, absolutely. There's no doubt that the SPOD is likely a higher quality. It's made in the USA. Those of us in the US are going to want to support those US-based companies too. Would I like to? Yeah, absolutely. But this one's about the Rough Country system. So, for this kit, looks pretty good. We've already installed the actual switches. That wasn't too bad at all. So this is just the overview of the kit so far. Good directions. Comes with some of the shrink tubing and the crimp connections to apply on the actual, relay panel. So you have your switches here, the wiring that connects the switches to the actual relay panel, an extra bracket if you have a 2007 or 2008 JK. You're going to use this instead because your windshield footman loop is in the middle. We are going to change ours, and we'll show you a little bit about that too. Obvious power cable, ground cable. There's two boxes that come with the kit. The actual relay system comes in this box, and then your switches come in that box. So, also, the switches that come with the Rough Country system are dual LED switches. They are the Contura 2? Contura 5? I don't know. There's multiple websites that you can get replacement switch caps for this to customize them, make them whatever you want. Hell, you can even get them at AutoZone, I saw yesterday. So you can replace these. I don't like all the logos. Not everything that you're going to have are LED bars. But what's the point of having a Jeep if you don't customize it? So let's get to the install. Okay, guys, so we're going to be installing the switches that go up here above the rear view mirror. So according to the directions, the first thing you have to do is take off your driver's side sun visor. I took off the passenger side too. I don't think you really need to do that, but so pop off that sun visor. You have one of those push pins inside this piece of trim. I was very lucky, and the screw was actually able to come out. Usually they just free spin and they're a pain in the ass, but get that thing out. There's going to be a Christmas tree up here. Pop that out, that pin will come out. Throw that down there. And this piece of trim literally just pops out. So now you're going to be capable of running your wiring up through here, and this middle piece should just come out with those clips. So now we have full access to that windshield header. For the 2007, 2008 models, these are actually pop riveted. So that's awful. Mine's gotten really loose. Over time, it was loose to begin with. But since everything is gone over towards the 2009 and up, even our hardtop is a 2009 that we run. So I'm actually going to be moving this over to where the more recent models are, and I will pop rivet it in that location. So let me drill this one out, and then I'll do another quick video as for the bracket that comes with this Rough Country switch panel. So it comes with the 2007 and 2008 bracket for that, as well as the 2009 through, I think, all the way through 17. I got the pop rivets in. It was kind of a cluster getting everything in there, because once you get the holes drilled, you're trying to pop rivet. The one on the right and the one on the left falls out, goes down into the middle of nowhere. and it fucking disappears, you know. Can't find it. It's gone. So now that this is up and pop-rated for the 2009 and up bracket, then we're going to test fit the panel. We're going to have to trim a little bit since we're going to have to cut some material off of that trim piece and go from there. Well, now I have the actual switch piece on. It was kind of a challenge to get this set up while running the wiring, because where the actual clip connector is supposed to go back here. And then, as you can see, the wiring goes, underneath the bracket, back behind here. The wiring is actually going to go up underneath this trim closer to the windshield, and then keep close to the windshield, and then down the side, obviously. So then this will go back up a little bit with the rear view mirror. Gonna put the other side on yet. It's nice. It's solid. I don't think it's gonna rattle or anything at all. It's nice and tight, and I don't have anything wired up yet, but looks good. Now we will run. Let's see here. So that is in the A pillar going down. This side piece is popped off. Nice, high quality, and it's also guarded with this sheath. So now we have to put. Where is it here? This small connector through the firewall and up to where the actual fuse panel is going to be. So the foam hole that's in the firewall up by the tweeters and stuff is not going to be big enough to fit that clip in. So I have wedged myself underneath the driver's, well, where your feet go. There's a rubber grommet through the firewall that it's likely that's going to fit through. So I'm going to try and get out of here because I think I'm stuck. I have the drill with one LED pointing up, and I can't seem to get out. So I'm going to fish that through and then show you on the other side where that pops out. So that's going to be your best bet to run this. It's likely going to be the same for the SPOD and the other off-brand stuff that's on Amazon, but okay, we'll see. So we finally have this MLC-6 Rough Country SPOD knockoff, whatever you'd like to call it. So we've got this thing in. Not too bad, but there's some stuff in the directions that, of course, would be beneficial. What it does not tell you is that your power and ground terminals, this is not how they show it in the directions. They show the ground coming from this side, but then you have to twist it and all that stuff. This works okay. What they don't tell you is that these two terminals here for the actual relay pod versus the battery, I know my battery's filthy, but those two terminals are different sizes. Because initially I thought, wow, that terminal is too big, so I put a washer on it, and then only to get all the way, zip tying it all the way around, nice and neat, only to find out that that side over there is too small. So I had to take it off, put it back on. Once I got everything powered, and the switches and all that stuff work, I started wiring my accessories back up, figuring out which is what, and also since I added Rubicon axles, those switches are wired differently as well. So I had to trace down my power and all that stuff. But overall, everything works. It's pretty nice and neat and tidy. It works pretty well. So I did not know that this system, I didn't know they were blue. From the pictures, it looks like they're white. That's great. From the pictures, it looks like these lights are white. These are blue. I don't know if that's normal or what. We can swap those out, change the switches. So I have my regular factory fog lights, KC lights, and also rigids. So those all work like they're supposed to. And of course, when you hit the switch, it comes on the top. So again, nice, neat, organized. One problem that I've gone through the directions several times and I can't seem to figure out if it's something that I did or if it's just how this design is. You know, not all knockoffs are treated equally. So even though Jeep's off, doors open, so the radio and stuff automatically turns off from the door switch, those lights stay on.